And I think we're live. I think we are live. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining in. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me and see me okay and that everything is working. I think we're working. I think we are working. Now, I've got a slightly different setup tonight, which you're not going to see right now. But it basically means that the chat that I'm seeing on screen is a lot smaller than it would normally be. So yeah, so Clans of Caledonia is a game that I actually did I did the how to play video for this, guys, a few years ago now. I've not played it in ages, and every month, thanks to the support of my Patreon campaign, I do a monthly solo playthrough. Sometimes I do more than one. And every month at the start of the month, I put a load of games up for my Patreon supporters to vote on what they want to see me play through. And this won the vote for this month. It was a bit of a surprise because it's quite an old game, but it's quite a popular game. And it won the vote by quite a lot. I think it was like 40 people. Is this Mage Knight? No, not Mage Knight. Close. He does have hexes and there is trees and stuff. Yeah, maybe we should play Mage Knight instead. Yeah, let's do that. Let's scrap this one. No. So yeah, so this won the vote by quite some margin. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Thank you very much to all of my Patreon supporters. Essentially, my Patreon campaign helps fund a lot of the non-sponsored videos on the channel. This is not a sponsored video. I took a few hours out of my paid work this afternoon and obviously doing the stream now. And it's only possible through the support of the Patreon. So if you enjoy the content that I create and you want to help support the show, and you are in a position to be able to support me, then please check out the Patreon page, which is down at the bottom right, patreon.com/gaming rules. Right, solo game. I found out yesterday there are 3 solo versions of this game, okay? There is, first of all, there is the solo game, which is in the rulebook, okay? The rulebook actually has a solo game in there. And I got told, don't use that one, right? So I'm not using that one. And there's an Automa, but then I found out there's 2 Automas. There's the one that's designed by the designer of the game himself, and then there is another one, a fan-made Automa. So I'm going to be using tonight the official from the designer Automa. This is available on the website, and you can create a deck of cards to print it out, or there is a website which I'm going to be using tonight. And this is what's going to be different for me because I've got this set up. So every so often I'm going to put that on screen, which is basically another window that I've got open on my computer. So I've got the 2 windows side by side and I'm going to be switching over to that, and this website will do the Automa for us and tell us what we need to do. There's a few other things that we need to do as well. And as I say, I've spent some time this afternoon learning how it plays. I did get stuck on a couple of parts, so I might get this wrong. In fact, I will go out of my way and say I'm probably going to make some mistakes, but you'll get the idea of how it plays. The next thing is I've already done some of the setup. So I have decided that I am going to be playing Clan Buchanan tonight, which is a really easy clan to play. I can basically have 2 export tiles. Okay, speaking of the export tiles, I'm giving them a bit of a shuffle. And in the solo game, you only deal 5 of them out. Now, I don't know whether this is the solo game or not, because this is actually, no, this is the 2-player game. So I think I need to fill them here. So technically speaking, yes, this is a solo game because I'm playing it on my own, but it's in the solo. I think we set it up for 2 people. Yeah, I think we do. So here's my first thing that I'm not sure about. I'm going to set this up as if it was a 2-player game because there is an Automa, there is another player in the game. So it does work differently. Also, in the solo game that comes with the rulebook, you cover up the 1 spaces with other players' meeples. Not going to do that tonight. What I have done, you will notice I've made the board smaller. So I've put these 2 boards in and I've covered these with the coins. This is for the 2-player map. You actually don't use the edge hexes in a 2-player map. Meeple Overboard saying you've only played the rulebook solo version. Yeah, I thought about doing that. And yeah, about halfway through this afternoon, I thought maybe I should have done that because I was getting very confused. If by the fan-made one you mean time, it's more like 2.25. I don't know what that means. I've missed something else in the chat. Yeah, just because, as I say, the chat for me is a lot smaller than usual, and I can't really make it that much bigger. I can make it a bit bigger. There we go. Right. So we're going to crack on. And first of all, let's just turn off my messenger window so that you don't get these pings. Who's messaging me? No ideas about the rule book. Right, turn that down. Yeah, so here we go. Let's go through the setup. Prepare the export board, done. The map, done. The port tiles, I've got 4 port tiles chosen at random. And the market, as usual, in a 2-player game. Right, so it does say set it up as for a 2-player game. I've got these goals as well. These are 5 goals that are chosen randomly. This is not going to be a tutorial. It's more of a playthrough. But if you don't know the game, I will be explaining bits as we go along. The Automa start, or Steve, this is Steve the snail. Snail's off camera. It's actually in the hallway. 2 shipping upgrades. So he's actually got 1 lock shipping. Yeah, so 1, 2. Okay. I'll explain what that does in a minute, and he doesn't pay for that. 2 merchants as usual, no goods tiles, no clan tile, and a meeple of another colour to be placed just to the left and above the sheep column here. You'll see what that does in a minute. And an empty export tile. Right, there you go. The human player starts the game. So we click new game, and this is where we can adjust the difficulty setting. So I'm going to play it on the very easiest setting, because I've not played this before. Give the Automa £50 as its starting funds, which it's got. I drew a tile, and I should have more than that. I should have 55. 10, 20, 30, 40, 55. And I also start with a bread and milk and a wool because of the starting tile that I chose off camera. You basically get 2. You take 2 clan tiles, 2 starting tiles, put 1 starting tile in each clan tile, and then you choose which one you want. That's the one I've chosen. Next. Right, so the Automa now deploys 4 of its workers before I deploy 2 of mine. We start in map module A, which is this bit here. I'm just going to hide this for a second. So the board is divided into 4 sections. We've got A, B, C and D, and it's going to place 1 of its workers in each section. And what we do is we roll the dice. Now, the dice that come with the game I've lost. I don't know where they've gone, but there were a few components that I lost from this game quite early on. And then a friend of mine who also owns a copy of the game said, oh, I found all your components, and gave me them back. It turns out I've now got more components than I need, but I'm missing the dice. So I very quickly knocked up 2 makeshift dice this afternoon. And we are going to roll the price dice, which is this one. So first of all, we're going to start in module A. And here we go. It's a minus. So what we're going to do is we're going to deploy on the cheapest hex that has a cost of 1 or 2 closest to the port. So in module A, or quadrant A, the tile which is closest to the port is this one. Okay, and this is a mountain, which means it's going to deploy a miner. So that goes there. Then what we do is we roll for quadrant B. That's also a minus. So again, we put it, we find the hex closest to the port. Now, workers can only ever go in forests and mountains. So you might think, oh, this space here, oh, surely it's that one, but no, it's this one. This is a cost of 2, and it's a mountain. Although this is cheaper, it's not closer, so it's this one. So that's another miner in there. Now, because we have placed 2 miners, because we've placed 2 closest to the ports, we now don't need to roll for the others, because it will place 2 closest to the ports and 2 closest to the centre. So they're the 2 closest to the ports. So now for quadrant C, which one is the cheapest and closest to the lock in the middle? It's this one. Yep, so that's a miner as well. And in quadrant D, again, closest to the port is this one. Right, that is closest because that's next to it. So it's got to go there, but which one does it go? The landscape on the respective tokens indicate which type. Oh no, it's got to be a 1 or a 2. Ah, it doesn't pay 3. No, it's only a 1 or a 2. So it's not that one. Okay, so that's 5, that's 5, that's 3. Is this one? Yeah, it's that one there. Okay, right. So this one, there's the 1, there's a 2. It's this one again. So it's 4 miners. Wow. Okay, interesting. So it's gone with the 4 miner opening gambit strategy. Just made that up, don't know. B's here. Hi B, thank you for joining in. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to see the chat that much because it's really small on my screen. So we've got 4 workers, 1 in each module, 2 close to the ports, and 2 close to the lock in the centre. I mean, they don't look very close, but yeah, that's the way it's done. It then pays for them. The Automa pays for all workers and hexes as normal using their starting cash. So minus costs 10 to deploy, and then we've got 1, 1, 1 and 2. So that's another 5. So that's 45 gone. So it's only got £5 left. Okay, there we go, done. Then we click start. There's been a couple of changes. The human player starts the game. And yeah, the bit you haven't seen on screen, because it hasn't come up with it, is me deploying mine. So let me just go to the help, game setup, initial placements. So the Automa deploys 4 of its workers, which we've done. Yeah, so I'm now supposed to deploy mine. It doesn't say it on there, but yeah, I now deploy mine. Okay, so let's have a look at where we're going to deploy mine. Okay, so what do we want to do? Bearing in mind what these tiles are. I mean, it's been so long since I've played the game. I kind of want to go for the cheap spots because they're cheap. So I think we're going to put one of these forester type people here. Because yeah, that's really cheap. Now, do we also want to put a miner on the board? Or do we go down here? Because that's cheap as well. But then we're kind of over this side of the board. I don't know whether to go here. Because that's near to this. I mean, that's really expensive. That's not in as well. I need to cover up these 2. They are not in the game as well. I won't be able to make whiskey for a while. Yes. This is a bit like the initial placement in Terra Mystica and Catan and things like that, is that it's a really important decision. And I don't want to take too long over it, but let me place another foresty type worker type thing. And I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it right down here on the edge. So I pay for them. Now, woodcutters cost 6. That's an extra 1 there and an extra 1 there. So that's 7 each. That's 14. There's me 14 money. We are done. We are ready to go. Carl's here from Men20 Games, and Paul says he likes to place within reasonable reach of the ports. Yeah, I thought that one might get me in reasonable reach of there, but I can't get to all 4 ports. And then you've got to think of the settlements, which is like end game stuff, but you really need to be thinking about that at the start. Okay, so we're going to go, and yeah, I'll give you a quick overview for those who don't know the game. The game's played over 5 rounds. We're going to be scoring points during the game. We'll also score points at the end of the game. Basically, players will take it in turns to take actions. There's 8 different actions you can do. One of the actions is pass. When you pass, you're out for the round. Then there's production. So everything you build on the board will produce. If you put sheep on the board, they will produce wool. If you put cows on the board, they'll produce milk. And you can also, you've got factories that turn milk into cheese. You've got grain, which can convert into either bread at a bakery or whiskey at a distillery. You've got your workers on the board that will generate you income, because money is a big part of the game. You can buy and sell goods at the market. And you can take these export tiles, which you can then fulfill. They're like contracts. Fulfill them to get all sorts of bonuses. But basically what you need to do is you need to be looking at these 5 scoring tiles, because they'll be different each game, and the order in which they come out. And you need to be focusing on them for your short-term goals. Right, that's a very quick overview. It's my go first. I can do one of the 8 actions. There's a player board here. They're all summarised on here. And the action I'm going to do first is probably... see, I'm looking to see if there's any cheap areas that I can expand into that's near the other player before they can. Because you can only expand from where you are. And there's kind of one here. And I might go for that. Or we might go round here first. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We are going to expand first because I've got my eye on one of those contracts that actually looks pretty good. It looks very tasty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand. I am going to place this cow and I'm going to put it on there. Now that costs 9 for the cow plus 4 for the hex. So that's 13 money. And that is it. That is my action done. It's one of those games where the actual actions, I call it like micro actions. Your action is I do this, done, next player. Turns can go fairly quick. Now, when it's the AI's turn, when it's Steve's turn, what we do is we've got this website and we're going to draw a card. So we can see we're on round 1, draw a card. Does the Automa have at least £7 to do an expand action? Yes. Okay, this is where it gets complicated. This is what caught me out earlier on today, but I think I've understood this correctly. I think. We will see. Modules B and D. So it's going to try and expand in either B or D. The next thing is the neutral meeple plus 6. So what that means is this neutral meeple here, we move it forward or we move it to the right 6 sections. So 1, 2, hang on a minute. I did that wrong, didn't I? I should undo that. Does the Automa have at least £7 to expand? No, it doesn't. Okay, forget everything that I've just said. We'll come back to that later. It doesn't have £7 because it did all of those things. So no. Can the Automa take a new export contract? Yes, it can. Because it can have one export contract. And in the first round of the game, you actually get 5 money. It's really odd. But when you take an export contract in round 1, you get £5. So yes, it can take a new contract. So the Automa receives a new contract and gets £5. Okay, now the new contract, basically it will first pick the one that costs the least money. So if we have a look at the 6 contracts here, in order to fulfill one of these contracts, you need to supply what's printed on the left-hand side. Now the Automa doesn't have any resources. Instead, it pays, each one of these resources is worth a certain amount of money. Meat is 10, processed goods is 10, so that would actually cost £40. That one would be 30, that one would be 20, that would be 20, that would be 25, and that would be 40. So it's one of these two here. So first tiebreaker is it costs the least money. So it's one of those two. Next, the one with the most meat, if the meat scoring tile is the current or the future. It is this one. So it takes this one. Okay? So this is the one that it takes, and that goes there. And that's it. That's its turn. So it took a contract and it got the £5. Right, my go. I'm going to expand again. And I'm going to put another cow on the board. And we're going to put it here. So again, that's 9 for the cow, plus another 4 for the hex. That's another 13. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's my go done. I got 2 cows on the board. Those cows are going to be producing milk. Right. So now we go back to Steve. The Automa skips its turn. There you go. So Steve does nothing. My go, I'm going to expand into here. So that costs 6 for the worker and 1 for the forest. So that costs me 7 money. I've only got 3. No, I've got 8 money left. But I have a plan. Don't worry. Fear not. Steve, does the Automa have 3 or more workers of the same type deployed? Yes. And does it have £10? Yes. So the Automa pays £10 and upgrades the respective technology. So your workers are either woodcutters or miners. They will generate a certain amount of money at the end of each turn, but if you upgrade their tools, in fact that's already upgraded, they will generate more money. So what Steve is going to do, he's going to upgrade the miners. So instead of just having pickaxes, they've now got dynamite. Okay, so they will now produce more income every round, but Steve has now got no money. Back to me. I'm now going to take a contract. I have 8 money. I'm going to take a contract. And the contract that I'm going to take is this one here. Now, in the first round of the game, I mentioned you get £5 for taking a contract. So I get £5 straight away. Because I am Clan Buchanan, I can have 2 contracts. And if I wanted to, I could actually take both contracts right now in the same turn. If I do that, I only get that £5 once. So I don't want to do that. I'm actually going to take another contract on my next turn, and then I get the £5 again. Yeah, so that's my turn done. Next up, Steve skips. Steve skips his go. Right, back to me. So we have 13 money again. It's that magic number of 13. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do one of the other actions, because all you've seen so far is you've seen expanding and taking a contract. That's 2 of the 8 actions you've seen. The 8th action is pass, so we don't need to worry about that one. But there are other actions you've not seen. And one of them I'm going to do right now. I am going to choose to spend 4 money, and I'm going to upgrade my shipping. So each player has a shipping track on the bottom of their board. You can just about see it here. And that basically tells you the reach that you've got over water. Excuse me. At the start of the game, you can't even go across rivers. So these rivers here, I can't cross these rivers yet. But I've just paid 4. I move that up there. I can now cross rivers. Later on, and you will see that Steve has already got level 1 lock. What that means is if I had level 1, I could expand over that lock, over one space of a lock. And that's useful during the game, but also at the end of the game when we're working out how many settlements you have connected. So that's it. That's my action done. Back to Steve. Peter's here in the chat. Hi, Peter. Thank you for joining in. And if I'm making any mistakes and you know the game and I'm making any mistakes, let me know, because I am very rusty with this game. It's been over 2 years, possibly even 3 since I've played it. Right, does the Automa have at least 1 merchant to perform a trade action? Yes, it does. The Automa has 2 merchants. Each player starts the game with 2 merchants. Oh, nice cool breeze. Yes. The Automa attempts to trade by rolling the dice. Now, again, just a reminder, I've lost the dice that come with this game, so I'm using homemade ones. So we roll these dice. The first one will determine which type of resource that it is going to try and trade in. And that, believe it or not, is a whiskey barrel. My art skills are horrendous, so it's going to try and trade in whiskey barrels. Now, you then look at where the current price is. There's 3 brackets. If it was in the lower bracket, it would always try and buy. If it was in the high bracket, it would always try and sell. If it's in the middle bracket, you use that dice to determine. And it's -1. Now, this is one of the parts of the rules which were not clear. I did try reading them, and I'm just going to try reading them again because, yeah, this bit didn't make full sense to me. So I just want to read through it again to see if I get it right. The trade action. The Automa will only perform this action if it has available merchants. Check. In this case, the Automa rolls the price and the goods die and tries to adjust the prices using their available merchants. Example, if the dice shows a +3 wool, but the Automa only has 2 merchants, the Automa will adjust the price of wool by only 2 steps and place 2 merchants on the market board. So what I'm going to do, the rule I'm going to use right now is, although it has 2 merchants, because I rolled a -1, it's only going to use 1 of them. It's inferred by the rulebook, but it's not completely clear. I will tell Juma, but he's busy tonight, so hopefully he'll update it later. So and the minus means that it's selling. It's selling, and the price decreases. So it's going to sell a whiskey barrel, and it's going to sell 1. So what we do is we take one of those merchants, we put it here. Homemade dice are the best, yes. And what it does, this is a bit unusual, because if this was me and I was selling a whiskey barrel, I would take a whiskey barrel from my supply, I would sell it, and I would get the money. The Automa doesn't have any resources. It doesn't keep any resources. So what it's doing is it's selling, and it's going to be gaining money depending on the difference of the current price to the baseline price. The baseline price is the one with the circle around it. And right now, the current price is exactly the same. So it actually makes no money from this, because the money it would make is the baseline price minus the paid price. No, sorry, the received price, 11, minus the base price, 11, multiplied by the number of merchants it used, 1. So it's 0. So it didn't make any money at all, but the price dropped. Okay, thinking about it thematically, it had a whiskey barrel, that's value 11. It sold it, it got 11 money. Okay, that's why it's not actually changed its position. It's got rid of something that was worth 11 for 11 pounds. But what it's done is it's dropped that price. You can't see the market board. You're absolutely right. Thank you very much. There's the market board. So yeah, the baseline price of whiskey is 11. The current price of whiskey is also 11. So it sells one and that goes down to there. Every time one gets sold, the price drops. There you go. I did try getting this somewhere on screen that you would be able to read it and it wouldn't obscure anything. And I couldn't find anywhere. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but I'll just have to keep turning it off and on like that. Okay, so that's what it did. It traded. And I think that is, if it failed at trading any good despite having available merchants, extremely rare. I don't know how that can ever happen. But anyway, it's done. So it's back to me. Right, my Grandmaster plan. I have upgraded. I can now cross rivers, which means I can now expand into these hexes here. So I'm going to spend, I haven't got the money. Haven't got the money, need the money. Can get the money. Yes, I can get the money. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go to the market and I'm going to sell 1 milk. This is my milk. I'm going to sell it. I get 5 money and the price drops. Done. See what I mean about micro turns? Who's here? Lister's here. Lister's here in the chat. Yeah, great game. Yeah, I've heard so many good things about this game. So many people have said it's an underrated game, but all of the people who've played it have gone, that's a great game. So yeah, I didn't think it was underrated. I just think not enough people know about it. Anyway, back to the AI, back to Steve. What's Steve going to do? Can the Automa take a new export contract? No, because it's full. Can it fulfill that contract? Now, to fulfill this contract, Steve needs to pay £20 because each unit of meat is £10. It doesn't have £20, so it cannot. So we click neither. Does the Automa have at least £7 to attempt to expand? No. Does the Automa have at least 1 merchant to perform a trade? Yes. So the Automa attempts a trade. Here we go. I'll hide the thing. So the Automa is trying to trade in bread and it's buying. So it buys a bread, it spends 10 and it gets 10. There you go. Price goes up. I should have sold my bread. Done. Back to me. Right, now that I've got my money, I am going to spend another 10 to put another cow here. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's my go done. Right, okay, back to Steve. Come on, Steve, what are you going to do? Steve passes. Nice. Right, back to me. So I've got £4 left. I need to keep this bread. I could sell the wool, but it's only worth 4. Is it worth it? What would I do? That is the question. What would I do if I... Oh, I'd do that. Okay, so I'm totally... Oh, and I can take another contract. Oh, hang about a minute. Yeah. I'm going to take another contract because I get 5 money. I'll take the 5 money now. Now, which of these contracts do I want? I think... Oh, yes. Yes, it's going to be this one. Okay, so I'm going to take that contract. 5 money, done. I'm really enjoying this. This is good. Thank you for those people tuning in and watching. As I've said before, I do like playing solo games, but playing a solo game at home on my own, I wouldn't generally do that. It's only as soon as I've started live streaming that I've really started enjoying doing these live streams. So yeah, thank you to my Patreon supporters for making all of this possible. Right, Steve's not doing anything. Back to me. I now have the money to do the thing that I was going to do. We are going to deploy my final woodcutter there. That cost me 7. All my woodcutters are out. You know what that means? I need to upgrade their tools. If I upgrade their tools, it's going to cost me 10, but it's going to generate me an extra 8 money every turn. So the earlier I do that, the better. Now I don't have 10 money. How can I get 10 money? Oh, I'm just short. I've got one merchant left. I could sell the wool. I mean, I could sell the bread, but I need that bread for next turn to fulfill that. Maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe that's what we'll do. Yeah, okay, right, Steve's go. Change of plan. Can the Automa take a new export contract? No. Can it fulfill a contract? No. Does it have £7? No. Does it have at least one merchant? No. Right, the Automa cannot perform any actions, so it passes. So Steve has passed. He's out for the round. He's not taking any more actions. It is now me to take as many more actions as I want to. So I'm going to do it. I am going to sell... Who let the dogs out? I'm going to sell the bread for 11. Now I needed that bread, but back to me. I'm going to spend 10 and I am going to upgrade the axes of the woodcutters to super axes. I'm sure that's what they're called. So yeah, so they're going to, each of my woodcutters is now going to make 6 money a turn instead of 4. And I think at that point, I think I am done. I've taken my export contracts. I've traded, I've expanded, I've upgraded my shipping, I've upgraded a technology. That's another thing. There you go. Upgrading a technology is another action. Hiring a merchant is another action. You've seen most of the actions, but we are done. So that is the end of the round. Steve passed first, so he should have got 16 money. I passed second, I should have got 13. So 16 money for Steve, 13 money for me. So the earlier you pass, the more money you get. And then we do production. Does the Automa get money when it passes, says Scott? I think so. And you will see that in a minute here, where I click plus round. You want to start the next round? Yes. So the Automa receives this round's passing bonus, which I think is that money. Normal income from workers. So it actually gets 32 money. Wow. Because it's got 4 miners with dynamite. So 10, 20, 32 money. £5 for each non-worker unit on the board. That's these. So if it had any of these on the board, it would get money for those and not goods, because it doesn't actually produce goods. And then £10 extra income. So it actually gets an extra £10 because it needs that boost. In terms of my production, Brett was saying, unless I needed the milk, you could fulfill the contract and get a free upgrade. I could have done, but I kind of... No, how can I fulfill the contract? I needed 3 meat and a bread. Unless that was ages ago. Yeah, before I sold the bread. Yeah. You're right, I could have done, but I wanted to keep it because I had a plan for that milk. I think I had a plan for that milk. I can't remember now. So my production, and this is one of the neat things about this game, and Terra Mystica did this well and other games have done it well. Basically, what you produce, you look at your board. So I've got these, which means I get 3 milk. In the olden days, before games got good, you would have to go, oh, I've got 3 cows on the board, I'll get 3 milk. But the idea that when you've removed something from a player board, you can see what it's revealed. It's just really good. And money, I get 24 money for my woodcutters. There you go. So sheep will produce wool, cows will produce milk, and then you've got cheese factory, dairy things, whatever they're called, that will convert milk into cheese. I mentioned this earlier on. I won't mention it again. Right, that is production done. Round 1 scoring. Okay, so we do round 1 scoring, which is this. Right, now this is 1 glory for each of your production things. So I've got 3. I'm producing 3 milk, so I get 3 glory. Steve, nothing, because you're rubbish. Sorry about that, Steve, but you are. I mean, you saw the goal, you saw what the objective was, and you did absolutely nothing. Yeah, I'm talking to a snail again. This is what happens with Paul's live solo playthroughs. He talks to his stuffed animals. We're done. So yeah, that's the end of the round. So round 2, that flips over. We refill this with new contracts. And we move to round 2. And this time, Steve is the start player. So let's have a look at what Steve is going to do. Does the Automa have a... Oh, merchants. Merchants need to come back. Yes. Does the Automa have at least one merchant to perform a trade action? Yes. In fact, have I missed something? Have I missed the Automa and ports? I think I might have done. Let me just have a look at this. Ports. In fact, let's just close that down because I've got the Google Doc open on another sheet, and let me just search for port. Ports. Neighborhood bonus, support cards, port tile. The Automa expands on a hex that gets the Automa into reach of a port tile that is not reaching yet. See, because Steve's got this, it's already got access to that port tile. Yeah. Here's another question I've got, and I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this in the chat, but I think the Automa would get the benefit of the port tile as soon as it is within reach of it. I think it would have done. So I may have got that wrong earlier. Let me just have a look at the port tiles and make sure I've got this bit right. Right, free action using a port bonus tile. If the port bonus tile is neighbouring or within shipping reach of any player's units, the player may use it. So I think here, Steve has got a shipping reach of 1 lock, which is that. So I think that is within range. And the question is, can Steve do it right at the start of the game? Because it's in the rules for the expand action. The Automa expands on a hex that gets the Automa into reach of a port tile that it is not reaching yet. Automa immediately claims the port tile and gains £10. But it's already claimed that one. Okay, so unless somebody says otherwise, I'm going to say that the Automa has already claimed that port tile and gets £10. Now, that would have changed what it did earlier on, but I'm not going to rewind because it can reach it. It is there. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, until somebody tells me otherwise. Okay, so where are we up to? Did I go first? No, Steve's going first, and he drew a card, and it's, does the Automa have at least one merchant? Yes. So we roll the dice. Let's hide the thing again. There we go. Right. So it's wheat +2. So it's the wheat column. It's in the middle section, so it's buying, and it's +2, so it's buying 2 wheat. And again, it makes no money from that because the difference between the sale price and the baseline price is 0. So that moves up 2 spots. Apparently you've lost audio. No, that must be you, Scott, because Carl can hear me. Nothing's changed here. Yep, it's all going out. It's just you, Scott. If you switch your ears off and back on again, I find that works quite well. Right, that was Steve. Steve basically bought 2 of them. Jim's here. Hi, Jim. Thank you for joining in. My go. So here's the thing. I need some bread, and I could buy some bread from here. I love a dynamic market. Dynamic markets are one of my favourite things in games because I grew up playing Merchants of Venus, and yeah, that has the way that dynamic markets work in that game is really good. But it's very simple. You buy something, the price goes up. You sell something, the price goes down. It just provides a lot of extra player interaction in games. So yeah, I love games with dynamic markets. But back to the subject at hand. I want to get rid of this. But to do that, I need to buy a bread. So I think, do we buy the bread quick or do we... I'm happy with that. I'm getting a lot of money coming in. So that's a nice level of income. I kind of want to expand into here because then I get to activate that port tile. And that port tile, I think, will allow me to adjust, manipulate the price of one good by 3 steps on the market. Scott says he can hear again, which is good. Let me just check the trading, because there's something I read earlier on this afternoon which didn't make sense at the time. I think maybe now it does. Trading, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Trading. Something about not steps. It has gotten a good deal and receives the delta in prices, not in steps. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. We're okay. I got it right. Yeah, so am I buying the bread? I mean, I thought I had a lot of money, but I don't have that much. Yeah, we're going to buy the bread. So I'm going to use one of my merchants to go onto here, and I'm going to... Oh, no, hang on. I was going to do that, wasn't I? Oh, but if I do that, and then that... Okay, then it gets crazy expensive. Which is why I wanted to fulfill this contract, because that allows me to build onto a hex for free. And effectively saves me 6 money. Okay, let's do it. Let's see what happens. So after all of that, I'm going to spend 10 money and I'm going to build a sheep. There you go. Sheep has been built. Cost 2 plus the 8 for the sheep. Yeah, we're good. Right. Renee's here in the chat. Thank you, Renee, for joining in. What's Brett saying? Tread carefully with the cheese jar. Oh dear. Oh dear, the cheese puns have started. That is actually quite funny. I like that. Right, okay, so we're back to Steve. What did Steve do? It bought 2 wheat, didn't it? So the price of wheat has gone up, yeah. Does the Automa have at least 1 merchant left? No. Can the Automa take a new export contract? No. Can it fulfill a contract? Yes, it can. So it can fulfill a contract. So basically what it does is it has this contract which costs 2 sheep meat, mutton. Meat is valued at 10, so it pays £20 and it fulfills this contract. Okay? The Automa gains money as normal, no money on this one, but it also gains £5 for each free upgrade. There's no free upgrade. And £5 for each discounted expansion bonus on an export contract, instead of receiving the free upgrade or discounted expansion. So instead of that discounted expansion, it just gets £5. And then it imports 1 hops. There's no counter for hops, but there is that tobacco? I think it's tobacco. So it's imported 2 of those, and that flips down. It's done 1 contract. There will be bonuses at the end of the game for the player who did the most contracts, but there's also second place as well, which we'll come on to later on. So that's it. That's Steve's Go Done. What's Andrea saying? Did I pay for the sheep? Yes, I did. No cheating tonight. Yet, anyway. Right. Oh, yeah. Keep coming with the cheese puns. Right. So now I've done that, I am now going to go to the market and I'm going to buy some cheese. Wensleydale. Cost me 10 money. And I'm going to buy 1 cheese. So the price goes up and I get a cheese. Done. Steve's go. Does the Automa have 3 workers of the same type deployed, but not upgraded? No. Does the Automa have at least £7 to attempt to expand? Yes. Right, now we're going to see an expand action. So it's going to expand in modules A, B, C or D. We move the neutral meeple along 7 spaces. So this is the neutral meeple. So 7 spaces is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That tells you which type of piece it's going to deploy. So it's going to deploy a worker. Where is it going to deploy? It's going to deploy in A, B, C or D. And the first tiebreaker is neighborhood bonus. So the first thing it will do is it will expand on a hex where it earns the most in total from the neighborhood bonus if there are available merchants. Now, it doesn't have any available merchants, so I don't need to explain the neighborhood bonus rules in detail, but basically, if you ever expand adjacent to somebody else's piece that can produce something, you get a one-off free buy of that type of thing from the market at a discount. It doesn't have any available merchants, so we can forget that. So the second tiebreaker is the port bonus. Can it expand somewhere where it would get the port bonus? No. No, it cannot, because it's too far away from here and here, and yeah, too far away. Next one, minimum cost. So it's going to expand somewhere, which basically the cheapest hex of the determined map module. So it's, well, there's one. There's no ones around here. There's a 1 here. And there's a 1 there. So we've got 3 possible places. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Okay? And the final tiebreaker is max settlements. So this is where it gets a little tricky, because none of these are going to change that at all. Right now it has 4 different settlements. None of them are connected at the moment, but wherever it expands is not going to change that in the slightest. So I think it is still a complete tiebreak. Yeah. Oh, and in game round 5 it does something different. So deploying workers. It is a worker. Ah. Hang on a minute. It's deploying a worker. And it's deploying a woodcutter. Yeah. So therefore, it's only forests. So we're only looking at, so there's no forest around here. There's no forest around here. Oh, there is that one, which is 6. There's a forest here for 3. So it's this one. So I think this is what it does. I think it deploys a woodcutter here, and it can get over the river because of that. I think that's right. And that costs it 6 plus 3, costs 9. There you go. As I say, I'm not 100% sure about these rules, but I think I got that right. I think you move the meeple along 7 spaces, and that's the type of worker that it deploys. And then you work out where. Right, so I think we're done. People are still talking cheese jokes. That's fine. You carry on with the cheese jokes. It's my go. So I'm going to fulfill this contract. So I have the cheese. I spend the cheese. Now the meat, the way that you fulfill the meat in this game, because there are no counters for meat, you literally have to slaughter the animal. So if I slaughter this sheep, take it off there, return it to my player board, that is the mutton. So that is this contract fulfilled. We move the cotton marker 2 spaces forward, because I have imported 2 cotton. I get 10 money, and I get to expand on a hex for free. And I do that immediately. Free space allows the player to immediately take an expand action without paying the command cost of the space. You must still pay all of the, everything else still applies. Right. So, oh, there's the piece I was missing earlier. I'm actually using the wrong pieces for these because I thought I'd lost it. So I'm going to switch that over quickly. There you go. So I'm going to expand into here for free. And I'm going to expand into here with oh. Now then, I had a plan of what I was going to expand into there with. And I think I need to make sure I've got 10 money for that. Yeah, I can do it. I'm going to spend 18. Is that crazy? Yeah, I think that's crazy. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spend 8. I'm going to spend 8 and we're going to build a cheese dairy there. Okay, now what that means, I am now within range of this port. No, I'm not. Damn, I'm not. I've got to increase my shipping. But that is that completed. So that goes face down there. That is completed. We're done. Oh dear. We could just do a live show of cheese puns. Forget the game. That'd work. Right, okay, Steve's go. Can the Automa take a new export contract? Yes, it can. It doesn't pay anything this round. Yeah, so in round 2, you pay nothing to take a contract. Cost the least money. So what's that? 40, 45, 30, 20. No, is wool 5. Wool's 5, so that's 15. 25, 20. It takes this one. There you go. So it takes that one. Done. My go. I'm going to spend 4 and I'm going to increase my shipping. What that means is that I am now within range of this port. So I place one of my port tokens on it. I have activated this port and I can manipulate the price by 3. So I'm going to drive the price of bread down to 7. I'll tell you what, I could have actually done that instead. I could have put the price of milk up by 3. Nah. This is a bit of a waste, to be honest. But I'm doing it anyway. So yeah, I've done that. I've activated that port. That is that done. Next up is Steve. Can the Automa take a new export contract? No. Can it fulfill the export contract? Well, yes, it can. It can fulfill. And it pays 15. 10 for the meat, 5 for the wool. So it pays 15. And it gets 5 for that. And this goes up by 1. And that flipped over. There you go. Done. Back to me. So now I'm going to buy bread, which costs 7. The price goes up by 1. I now have bread. Boom. Yeah, I've done that a bit early, haven't I? That's okay. We're all right. Steve's go. Can the Automa take a new export contract? It can. So again, cost the least money is this one. 20. That's 25, 30. Yeah, it's this one. So it takes that one. There you go. Next, me. I'm going to fulfill this contract. So this requires 3 meat. So I'm going to slaughter all these 3 cows and spend the bread. That is that done. I get 10 money for doing it. I get 2 pencil upgrades. And I get 4 of this stuff. Bamboo, sugarcane, that's it. So that's completed, but I've got 2 upgrades. So it's basically anything with a pencil on. So I'm going to take 2 of these merchants, I think. Yeah, I'm going to take 2 of these merchants. Okay, right. That's me done. Does the Automa ever expand? Yes, it's been doing that. It did. It expanded this. It will put the others on the board if things come out right. Let's see what it does. Here we go. It's expanding. Does it have 7? Yes, it does. So modules A and B, neutral meeple +1. So we're going to move that along 1. So it's sheep. So it's going to expand sheep in either module A or B. The first tiebreaker is the port bonus. Can it expand somewhere that it would get a port bonus that it hasn't already got? No. Minimum costs. So we have a 1 here and we have a 1 here. And it's deploying sheep. So it is going to be either there or there. Next, maximum settlements. Doesn't make a difference. No, doesn't make a difference. And then neighbourhood bonus. Doesn't make a difference. Okay, so what happens if it is completely tied? I think we then just use a dice. I think we use a dice. Let's have a look. Map modules, expansion priorities, examples. If you reach the final priority with multiple choices remaining, randomly determine which one. Okay, so yes. So what we're going to do is pluses, it's this one, minuses, it's that one. It's a minus, so it's expanding there. So there you go, Scott. It's done it. And it pays for that as normal, which was 8 for the sheep, 1 for the hex. So that cost 9. 9. There you go. Right, back to me. So I want to be taking some contracts because they're free to take this turn. And if I can achieve them, the chance of me achieving them is 0. But still, I can dream. I need ones with meat on for next time. But that means I'm going to have more sheep. So I'm going to take this one. And it's free. This round, it's free. So that goes there. Done. Back to Steve. Does it have 3 workers of the same type? And no, it doesn't. Does it have £7 to expand? It does. We're expanding again. So neutral meeple moves 3. So 1, 2, 3. It's expanding a bakery. Modules A and D. And the first tiebreaker is the minimum cost. So there's a 1 here. And there's a 1 here. Let's just get rid of that. Oh no, you can see it. So there's a 1 there. And there's a 1 there. Next tiebreaker, port bonus. Nope. Next tiebreaker, max settlements. I don't think that changes the maximum settlements at all. And then neighbourhood bonus. Nope, doesn't change anything. So again, pluses there, minuses here. It's a plus, so it puts that on here, which costs 8 plus 1 costs 9. There you go. Expanding like a beast. My go. I don't think I'm going to be able to achieve another contract this turn. The question is whether I'm going to be able to achieve one next turn. And I think I might be able to, just. So I'm going to take this contract. All my eggs in the meat basket. Done. Steve's go. Does the ultimate? No, doesn't have that. Does it have £7 to expand? Yes. Off we go again. Neutral meeple plus 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be bread again. A, B, C or D. First one is the neighbourhood bonus. Can it put this next to my cheese factory? No. Port bonus. Now it can't get... No, it still can't get the port bonus. Minimum costs. So we have a 1 here. I think that's it. I think all the other 1s are now taken. So that's where it expands. It expands there with the bakery. That costs it 9. There you go. Right. Okay. Back to me. I mean, I've still got quite a bit of money. And I've got this milk and I need cheese. So I think I'm going to have to spend 9 to put this there. Well, I'll tell you what, I could buy the cheese. Oh no, cheese is really expensive. Yeah, I don't want to buy the cheese. Do we want to sell anything? Are we bothered about this wool? Don't really need it. Might sell it if I need the money. But for now, I think that's good. We'll put that on there. So these two are going to convert 2 of this milk into cheese, which will give me 2 cheese next turn. Yeah, so that works. That's what I could do. I could actually buy milk. Buy milk, convert it into cheese, and then sell the cheese. Ka-ching. Right, anyway, that's me done. Let's see what Steve's doing. Steve, that's a no. Does it have £7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It does. So this is the bit where I got a little bit confused with the rules again. Because of this neutral meeple, it will only ever move to the one that you basically skip over the ones that it can't play. Because it's only got £7, that means it can only ever deploy one of these workers. So it goes straight to there. And then what it does is it deploys this worker on a space which costs 1. I don't think there is any space that costs 1 that can have a woodcutter that it can reach. So actually, it doesn't do that at all. Yeah, that's a no. It can't place. If not able to expand, it attempts the next main action. Yeah, so it's only got 7, which means it can only ever deploy a woodcutter, and there isn't any forest on the board that costs 1 that's left that's within range. So it doesn't actually do that. So we skip. Next main action is, can it take a new export contract? No. Can it fulfill the existing one? No. Does it have at least 1 merchant? No. Passed. Right, Steve has passed. He's out. It is just me left. What do I want to do? I got 11 money. I probably want to build something. And it's probably going to be sheep. I'm thinking of settlement bonuses now at the end, because these 2 are different settlements. If I was to expand here across this river, because of my shipping bonus, that means those 2 settlements end up becoming connected, and I don't actually ever want to build in there. Yeah, the placement rules in this game are clever, and you've got to really think about them. So I think that's what we want to do, although I'm probably going to kill it, because that's what happens with my sheep that I get. They just get slaughtered. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we are going to spend 8 plus 2, and we're going to put this sheep on there. Okay, Steve's passed, so it's still me. I could go to the market and sell this wool for 4, and then I could buy a milk for 5. I could. I don't know if it's worth it or not. I don't think it is. I mean, the price of cheese is... Yeah, but I need the cheese. Wheat's good. I should have built a wheat field. Yeah. What's happening in the chat? Various discussions about things. Cool. Yeah, I think we're done. I think I pass. Okay, so production. Let's do my production. I get a wool. I can also convert 2 of these milk into cheese, which I do. And then I get 24 money for my woodcutter people. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I passed second, so I get another 13 for that. Right, so there's my money. Let's do Steve's money. Steve gets 16 plus 32, so he gets 48 plus 10, so 58. 10, 20, 30, 40, 58. Okay. Oh, and also £5 for that, and £5 for that, and £5 for that, so it gets another 15. Yeah, so instead of producing a wool and bread, it just gets £5. Right, done. So that's the production phase done. We do scoring, and we are on the 1 point for each of your contracts that has, yeah, so it's not that. It is 1 glory for each unit of cotton, tobacco and sugar cane on your fulfilled export contracts. So let's have a look at what I've got fulfilled. I have 1, 2 plus I get 6, so 6 glory for me. Now Steve has actually done quite well on this, I think. Oh no, he's only got 3. Yeah, it's tobacco. Steve's only got 3. Again, I refer to my previous comment where you are rubbish, Steve. There we go. So that's that. That is the end of that round. We move on to round 3. Some more of these, and at the end of this round I'm going to score loads, Because for every fulfilled meat on your export contracts, it's 2 points. So I've got 8 points coming to me right now, hopefully more. Whereas Steve, oh no, he's done quite well. He's getting 6. Yeah, so we've gone with the meat contracts. The disadvantage with the meat is you've actually got to remove the pieces off the board. So the engine that you're building up, suddenly you've hampered it by actually removing those things off the board. But we will see, we will see. Right, so it's Steve's go first. Robert's here. Hi, Robert. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, round 3. Draw. Can it upgrade? This is a new one. Can it upgrade shipping or hire merchants? Yes, it can. So what does it do? It hires a merchant. So it spends £4. £4, it hires a merchant. Speaking of merchants, I should have taken them back. Right, so that's Steve done. Next up, me. What am I going to do? I need 4 cheese. That's not going to happen. I shouldn't have taken that one. That's the one I'm going to take. So I need to put another sheep on the board. So let's do that. So let's spend 9 to install another sheep here. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine because I'll actually go to here. I don't know what that does. Swaps things around. I mean, these port tiles, can you just get the bonus that's printed on them. You can't take a different one, can you? Because take any 2 of your units from your player board other than fields and exchange them with any 2 of your units on the map other than fields at no cost. 2 units must be different to the old ones. Not seeing that going to be that useful. Anyway, I've installed the sheep. Steve's go. Does the Automa have at least 1 merchant? Yes. Okay, so let's see what it's going to trade in. Whiskey. Whiskey is in the bottom, so it buys whiskey. So yeah, so it puts 1 merchant here. It buys a whiskey. So here's the thing. It's buying it for 10 and it's worth 11. So it actually gains £1 and the price of whiskey goes up. I think I'm getting that right, but it does seem a little weak that it just does that and gets £1. But I think that's right. I think that's how it works. Carl's got to go. Thank you, Carl, for joining in. Right, my go. Yeah, that's right. If it's in the lower bracket, it buys, purchase baseline price minus paid price. So 11 minus 10 multiplied by 1 is how much it got. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so my go. That port can be useful for making settlements towards end of game by swapping in animals and slaughtering them. Yes, good point. Very good point. Right, so I've got me 2 sheep. I've got me 2 cheese. I could do that. But I think I might want to build first. Yeah, do we want to build another sheep? Interesting. Because if I expand into here, I can buy bread. I can buy up to 4 bread at a -3 discount. That's huge. Yeah, that neighborhood bonus, if you get it right, is pretty big. That's what I'm planning to do now. And I can do that. And that's going to allow me to expand on any hex for free. So let's find a really expensive hex that I want to expand on. Possibly there. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so we're going to fulfill this contract. So I have to slaughter these 2 sheep. Poor sheep. Okay, and spend the 2 cheese. But I get 2 tobacco. So that goes there. Now, that's a thing which I thought would be quite difficult to remember, but the player who moved that to there, I believe, gets 1 money from the bank. Let me just check that. If a token reaches a past marked or passes a marked step, the player gains £1. If they forget to move it, they don't get the bonus afterwards. Yeah, I didn't forget. That goes face down, and then I get to expand onto a hex for free, and it's going to be here, and it's going to be another sheep. There you go. I still have to pay the 8 for that, but I think that's what we want to do. Yeah. Okay, so I pay the 8. 1, 2, 3. Done. Another contract fulfilled. That's 3 contracts fulfilled. Steve's only fulfilled 2. Building next up to the right port tile could be valuable. This one up here, yeah. Oh, you mean there? Do that now. Instead of building there, build there. Oh, hello. Yeah, you might be right on that one. Okay, yeah, let's do that instead. So instead of building there, I forgot about this. I can build there. And now I can activate that port, which is basically spend 1 either wool, wheat or milk to get 3 of something else. Discard 1 basic good of your choice and gain any 3 basic goods of your choice, including the type you discarded. So we spend a milk and I gain 3 wheat. Yeah? So, no, I'm going to keep the milk because I can convert that into cheese. I spend the wool and I take 3 milk because that's then going to convert into cheese regularly. Yeah, okay, there you go. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, we're done. Back to Steve. What's Steve going to do? Steve, does he have £7 to expand? Yes, definitely does. Oh, complicated bit. Neutral meeple plus 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's sheep. It's going to try and deploy a sheep. Modules B and C, which is here and here. Tiebreaker 1 minimum cost. So it can go there for 3. Or it could go there for 3. So we have 2 locations where it can go for 3. Next one, max settlements. I'm going to reread the rules on max settlements because expands on the hex on the map modules determined from step 1 that adds the most to the number of connected settlements in the cluster in which the Automa expands. Note that this might not increase the total number of connected settlements. Yeah, don't get that. 1 cluster of settlements could be increased by 2 settlements, but might still be smaller than another cluster whose number of settlements can only be increased by... Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. For example, the Automa is blue, the support card says A and D and max settlements. Okay. There are 2 clusters of settlements that are not connected yet. Oh, so each piece is a settlement. So there's 5 settlements in that cluster there. And there's 3 settlements in that cluster. Why not 4? There are 2 clusters of settlements that are not connected. One has 3 and the other has 5. I don't know why this only has 3. On these map modules, there are only 2 hexes where the Automa can increase its number of connected settlements, which is X and Y. How would that increase? Okay. Expanding on Y would add 1 settlement to the group of 5. No, it wouldn't. No, I don't. I'm not following this at all. If anybody knows in the chat, help me out. Why would expanding on Y, you would add 1 settlement to the group of 5 connected settlements? No, settlements are groups of adjacent units. Yeah, I thought so. So here, this here says 5 settlements. That's not 5 settlements at all, is it? I mean, that's 1. That's 2. 3, 4, and 5. It's this here. It says 3. Oh, there's 3 here. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Because settlements are divided by rivers. So there are 2 clusters of settlements that are not yet connected. One has 3 and the other has 5. Yeah, I'm not seeing this at all. Yeah, divided by locks and rivers. I thought so. Each settlement can have several meeples. Yeah, several meeples or several pieces. Yeah. So on this example here, it says 5 settlements. Oh no, that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Why is it saying 5? 4 and 5. Right, okay, because it's got shipping of 1. So this here is 5 settlements. 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, 4 there, 5 there. I get that. Right, that's 5. And down here is 3. Got that. On these map modules, there are only 2 hexes where the Automa can increase the number of connected settlements, X and Y. Expanding on Y would add 1 settlement to the group of 5. It would add 1 settlement to the group of 5. If it has lock 2 shipping, is that what it's got? Does it say it's got lock 2 shipping? So I'm not sure why adding 1 to Y, it must have lock 2 shipping. So that makes that part of this 5. So that 5 becomes 6. Okay, whereas X would connect the 2 clusters of settlements that were not connected yet. The joint clusters would then have 7, therefore would increase by 2 settlements. Right, okay, so bearing in mind, right, so bearing in mind that, back to this, it's going to put a sheep on the board. It's going to put this sheep on the board. It connects, but it's got a lock of 1. So it can go here. No, it can't go there. Where can it go? It can't. No, it can't use the lock shipping to increase the number of settlements. See, I've forgotten rivers were different. I've forgotten that. So no, I don't think it can increase the number of settlements. Wherever it places this, cannot increase the number of settlements. But this is its biggest group right now. This is 1 settlement here and 1 settlement here, divided by the river. Okay. Port bonus. No, can't get the port bonus. And then neighbourhood bonus. No. So minimum cost, it's either a 3 or a 3, and neither of them would increase the number of settlements. Neither of them would get a port bonus, and neither of them would get the neighbourhood bonus. The number 1 in B sector. Where's the number 1 in B sector? The number 1 is here, it's already there. Chrissy says middle lock, just above it. This is on A. It's got to expand in B or C, so it's got to be either there or there. And then the first tiebreaker is the minimum cost. And there are no 1 spaces left. Well, there is here, but it can't expand there. There's here, it can't expand there. And there's no 2s. Oh, there's there. Oh, sorry. There's there, but it can't expand there. So I think it's a 3. Scotty's saying it would go just above the middle lock. But where? There? How can it get there? It can't get there. I mean, it can expand into here, because it's got 1 lock shipping, so it can expand here, but that costs 4. And the first tiebreaker is the minimum cost. So I think it's got to either be there or there. I'm not seeing where else it could go. Because yeah, the 2 here, it can't reach there. If it had 3 lock shipping, it could. Between the mountains, says Brett. But there, that's 6. If that's where you mean. Or do you mean here? Yeah, this is where the delay in the chat is a bit of a problem. I mean, it's only 10 seconds delay, but... Brett's saying it looks like a 1, not a 4. Yeah, that's a 4. So, yeah, I think it's either that 3 there or that 3 there. Okay, they're the minimum cost. Neither of them would change the number of settlements. Neither of them would get the port bonus. Neither of them get a neighbourhood bonus, so it's a straight roll. Okay, so pluses there, minuses here, after all that. Minuses, so it goes there. Done, and then it pays for it. So that costs 3 plus 8 is 11. Done. Hooray! Right. Yeah, the expanding rules are very clever, but they are a bit fiddly. Right, my go. I've completely forgotten now what I'm doing. If I want to take another contract now, they cost 5. But these export contracts are a way of getting loads of extra points at the end of the game. Loads and loads of them. So I think I want to take this one. I think that's the one we want to take because that gets me another upgrade, which is going to get more points here. And there's also points at the end of the game for these. You kind of want to import a lot of the thing that there isn't a lot of. Is how that works, which is very clever, but it's hard to manipulate. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take this one. So this costs 5. Now, there is a rule in the game now, because I'm Clan Buchanan. Oh. Yeah, if I take 2 contracts on the same turn, I only pay the price once. But I can't take that. I would need to buy 2 cheese, and I don't have the 2 cheese. I'm going to get 2 cheese next time. So maybe I shouldn't take something with cheese. Maybe I should take something with bread. Or whiskey. But I don't have any whiskey. I'd have to buy the whiskey. Oh, choices, choices, choices. Maybe I don't take a contract. Maybe I'll take 2 next time. Then again, if I don't take one, they're not going to cycle. Screw it. I'll just take that one. So take that one, spend 5, done. Right. What's Steve going to do? Please don't expand again. My brain can't take it. Can it take a new contract? No, it cannot. Can it fulfill that one? Yes, it can. It fulfills. It spends 20 money. 5, 10, 15, 20. And it gets 10 money plus 5 for the bonus. Flips it over. Done. My go. See? Simple. What am I doing? Completely forgotten again. Buying and selling stuff. I mean, we've got 4 merchants. I should be buying stuff to put the price up and then just selling it again the next turn. That would probably make sense, wouldn't it? Just to make a bit of extra money. Because you can't buy and sell the same thing. But yeah, I could buy stuff just to up the price. But I kind of want to put more stuff on the board. Because right now, these dairies are converting 2 milk into cheese. And then next round, I'll convert another 2 milk into cheese. I'm producing 1 wool. I kind of want to drive the price of wool up so that I then produce more and then I can sell it. I mean, how much money have I got? I've got 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could just buy 4 wool, but I probably want to deploy the sheep. Deploy the sheep. And I need bread. Bread's quite cheap. Maybe I should buy some bread. Maybe I should buy 2 bread. Because I need 1 next turn. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to go on here and I'm going to buy 2 bread, which costs 16, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Leaves me with £2. I have 2 breads. Okay. Steve, what you doing? Does the Automa have... No. Does it have £7 to expand? Unfortunately, yes. Here we go again. Right, so A and C, neutral me plus 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's building a whiskey distillery, okay, which costs it 10. First of all, port bonus. Can it get a port bonus from A and C? No. Next, minimum cost. So we have 4s around here. Oh, it could go here. Yeah, no, I've been getting this wrong. It can get the port bonus because it can use its lock shipping to expand to there. So it does. So it pays 13 for that, but then it gets the port bonus and it gets 10 back. There you go. And that's another settlement as well. There you go. So it used the boats, went over here, and put a whiskey distillery there. There you go. I think that's how that works. Okay. Next up, me. Am I passing? I could pass because I've only got £2 left. I could use 2 more merchants, but I don't want to sell anything. So I think I'm done. I think I pass. So I'm going to get 16 money. So what we then do is in the app, and this is a recent change I think that they've made to the app, is that you actually say pass. So the human player has passed because they're tracking how many turns the AI will take. That's a no. Does it have £7? Yes. Right, so neutral meeple of +2. So 1, 2, so it's going to install a sheep. B or D, so it's going to install there or there. And the first tiebreaker is the port bonus. Can it get the port bonus from down here? No. Maximum settlements. Right, so let's look at about this again. Where can it install the sheep that would increase the number of settlements that it has? I don't think it can. It's got 1 lock shipping, so it could go from here. No, not expanding on B or D. Can't get there, can it? No, it would need 2 lock shipping for that. Okay, so next tiebreaker is minimum costs. So there's a 2 here and there's a 2 here. Okay, and next is neighbourhood bonus, no neighbourhood bonus, so plus for that, minus for that. Above central lock between the mountains. That's a 6. I mean, there's a 4. Oh, would increase the number of settlements. Yes, you're right. This is on B. Yeah, it can go there. You're absolutely right. We got it. So forget the cost. That has increased the number of settlements that it has. Thank you. Not from the bakery above the lock in sector A. Not from the bakery above the lock in sector A. Yeah, I think that's right. Because it's got to be in B. It's got to be in this one. And that increases the number of settlements that it's got. Although Brett is saying not from the bakery above the lock in sector A. But I think it is from the bakery. Yeah, I think that's right. I'm going to pay for it and then tell me if I'm wrong. But I think that is correct. Scott says yes. Okay, and then we're carrying on. That's a no. It's expanding again. Right, neutral meeple +1, so it's doing a cow. It's really going for it now, isn't it? So in A or B, the first is the port bonus. It's already got the port bonuses. Max settlements, here we go again. So yeah, there's loads of places. It could go there. That would increase the number of settlements. It could go there. Would increase the number of settlements. That's it. So it's either there or there. Maximum neighbourhood bonus. No neighbourhood bonus. And then costs. That's 4 and that's 4. Getting the hang of this now. Yeah. Very clever in the way that it's placing things. It's trying to increase the number of settlements that it's got. I think I've got that right. It could reach the 1 cost field to the left of the lock with the sheep. Here, yes, but that wasn't on the right tile, was it? Was it B and D last time? If it was B and D last time, that sheep should be there. And I think it was. Yeah, I think it was B and D last time. So I think that should be there. So it's actually owed £3. Okay, there we go. We undid that. I think that's right. But now we're placing the cow. And now that can go there. So it's either there, which is 4, there, which is 4. Where was the other one? Oh, and it was there, but it can't be there now because that's not there. So I think now it's there or there. Is that right? It was B and D. So thank you, Brett. Yeah, you're right. That goes there. But now this one is either there or there. Both of them increase the number of settlements. Neither of them get a neighbourhood bonus. And it's both 4. So plus, it goes on the top one. It's minus. So that goes there. And that costs 13. See, the thing that I'm not 100% sure about is if it didn't have 13, at what point do you then move it on? It's kind of a bit of a circular thing. We're done. What's it going to do now? Can the Automa take a new export contract? Yes, it can. Which one does it take? The one that's the least money. So that's 5, 10, that's 25, that's 20, that's 25, that's more, it's this one. So it takes that one. Next, can it upgrade shipping or hire merchants? Yes. It hires a merchant for £4. Done. Next, does it have a merchant? Yes. In fact, it has 3. So this is the bit I'm still not sure about. Milk. Milk is in the bottom section, so it buys, and because there's a 2 on this dice, this is the bit I'm not sure about. I think that means it buys 2. So it buys 2 milk. The price difference between 5 and 5 is nothing, so it doesn't make any money, but that goes up by 2. Next, does it have at least a merchant to perform a trade action? Yes. Roll again. Whiskey, and it's buying. So it has already bought whiskey. Difference between 11 and 11 is 0. Next. No. Does it have 7 to expand? Yes. It's got so much money. Right. It's expanding everywhere. Neutral meeple plus 7, which is all the way around, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't know why it just doesn't say 0. So it's building another cow. Neighbourhood bonus first. Can it build somewhere to get a neighbourhood bonus? Yes, it can build here to get this bonus. Okay. Second, port bonus. No. Third, minimum costs there. So it has 14. Does it have 14 money? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, it has no merchants left to actually take the benefit of the neighbourhood bonus. If Automa expands on the hex where it earns the most in total from if available merchants. Okay, so if there's no available merchants, do we not do that? I guess we don't do that. Let's give it the 14 back. Well, let's give it the 5 back. I don't think the neighbourhood bonus is relevant. So it's port bonus first. Can it go anywhere to get this port bonus or that one? No. Minimum costs. So do we have any 1s? Do we have any 1s that it can get to? I don't think we do. Do we have any 2s that it can get to? We do, but that would mess up the settlements. Oh no, it doesn't. Ah, we've got a 2 here. We've got a 2 here. We've got loads of 2s. And then the next one is max settlements. Is there any 2s up here? Can it get there? No, it can't get there. Yeah, I thought I'd got the hang of this, and now I'm not sure. Because I think going there, I think that increases the number of settlements. Because right now, this is one settlement. This is another settlement. These 2 are connected because of the river. This is a 3rd settlement, but this is not connected to this cluster. It's connected to that cluster, but it's not connected to this one. Whereas if I put that there, this cluster is now connected to that one. So now all of a sudden it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 6. It's got 6 settlements in a cluster. I think it goes there. So I'm paying the 2. There you go. We're done. Next. Does it have a merchant left? No. Can it take a new export contract? No. Can it fulfill one? Yes, it can. It's got £20. So it fulfills this. It gets £10 back. And 2 tobacco. 1, 2. Okay. Next. It's taking loads of turns. Can it take a new export contract? Yes, it can. Takes the cheapest one. 25. That's 25. That's 25. And that's more. So it's those three. Most meat, if the meat scoring tile is the current or the future. None of them have got any meat. Highest money payout. Well, that's nothing. That's 5 and that's 3. So it's this one. Okay, next. Can it take a new export contract? No. Can it fulfill one? No. Does it have £7? Yes. Right, neutral meeple plus 6, which is basically left 1. So it's expanding with a sheep. Can it get the port bonus? No. Oh, it's expanding in B and D. Can it get the port bonus from D? No. Next, minimum costs. So I don't think we have any 1s left. But there's a 2 here. So it's either there. I don't think there's a 2 up here. Oh, no, there is a 2 there. So it's either there or there. Next is the max settlements. Doesn't make any difference. I mean, that one is closer, but right now, that's not mattering. And then neighbourhood bonus. No, neither of those matter. Has the Automa been paying 5 to take the contract this round? No. Thank you, Brett. You're absolutely right. The Automa should be paying 5 to take those contracts. And how many contracts has it taken this round? I think it's taken 2. So I'm just going to take 10 money off it. And I'm going to say, it's done. There you go. We are finished. Thank you, Brett. What would I do without you? God, I'm exhausted. It's only round 3. I thought this might be an hour. We've almost been 2 hours. Yeah, I thought this might be an hour, hour and a half at the most. No chance. Okay, so scrap my other plans that I had for this evening. But yes, it's fun. Thank you for joining in. Let's do production. So I get a wool. I convert 2 of these milk into 2 cheese. And I get 24 money. Let's take 25. I also passed first, so I get another 16. That's my production done. Okay, Steve's production. Wow. Steve's going to get a lot. So Steve gets 13 plus his cheaty 10 plus another 32. 32. I'm going to have to swap some of these 10s out. Plus 20 for here. Plus another 10 for here. Plus another 10 for here. Plus another 5 for here. Plus he's also got a woodcutter that I think I might have forgotten about last time, which is another 6. Right, so that's Steve's money, which is an insane amount of money. But he's got all of this stuff on the board. So in a multiplayer game, this wouldn't be money. This would be 4 wool, 2 milk, 2, loads of stuff. Wow, that is a lot. It's the trading rules for the Automa that just don't seem to do anything. Apart from manipulate the prices a bit, which I guess is what they're supposed to be. Right, so, yeah, scoring. What do I get? I get 3, 4, 5, 6. I get 12 glory. 12 glory putting me on to 21. And Steve gets, or Cheaty Steve as we call him now, gets 6. 6 glory for Steve. There you go. So that's that finished. Replenish this with new contracts. Round 3 is done. Right, okay. We're on the home stretch now, he says. Round 4, I passed first, so it's me. It's me first. Are we ready to go? Yes. And I want to fulfill these contracts because that's going to get me more glory here. So I need 2 wool, a bread and a cheese. I have 2 wool, a bread and a cheese. But I'm not in any rush. What am I in a rush to do? Oh, I have so little money. I think I might be done with contracts. I mean, as long as I've got more than... Oh, no, he hasn't. He's got 4. So here's how the contracts work in a 2-player game. Oh, hang on. We've got to click round, haven't we? Yes. Done. Done. Yeah. So the contracts in a 2-player game work a bit differently. In that... Yeah, maximum number of fulfilled contracts. So the player who's got the most has 8. And normally in a 2-player game, the other player would get none. But in this game, the second player gets 4 if they've got 1 contract fewer. So at the moment, Steve's got 4 fulfilled contracts. He's getting the 8 points. Because I've got 3, I would still get 4 points. If I only had 2, I wouldn't actually get any points for it. So I kind of do want to keep fulfilling the contracts. Also, the contracts are getting me all of these resources here. And just going for the end game scoring tile, that is points for just having basic resources. So I think that's what we want to do. I just want to put stuff on the board and get those basic resources for the end and see what happens. So, and I can also use my merchants to buy 3 lots of whiskey for us. Oh, if I had it. Yeah. Okay. So, what's we going to do? What are we going to do? I don't know. I mean, settlement bonuses as well. I'm screwed on that. I have 2 settlements and that's it. Yeah, I'm really not doing well on the whole settlements being connected because I went with the meat contracts. So I built the stuff, killed it, built it, killed it. Probably don't want to do that again. I could expand here. And that would be another settlement. And that might block Steve. So I think let's do that first. So the first thing I do is we'll put this sheep on here for 10. Wow, I have so little money this turn. I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm way ahead on points. Right, Steve, what's Steve going to do? You mentioned the cards could be downloaded. I can't find the 22 card set. It is on the Karma Games website. I will put a link. I'll put a link in there right now, actually. If I copy that and put it over there and put it over there, I'll put a link in the comments right now. There you go. That's what I got sent. Okay. Does the Automa have no. Does it have £7 to expand? Yes. So it's expanding everywhere. Neutral meeple 7. So it's a sheep. Can't do a sheep. So it goes to the next one, which is a cow. Cow costs 9. Pay for the 9 now. Where's it going to go? Neighbourhood bonus. Where can it go that would get the neighbourhood bonus? There, 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 or there? Yeah, it can go to any of those 4. The Automa expands on the hex where it earns the most in total from neighbourhood bonus. Okay, so let's just read up on the neighbourhood bonus again. If you expand into a space neighbouring another player's unit, so adjacent and no river in between, so forget that one. So it's there, there, or there. You may immediately perform an additional trade action and buy the type of good produced by the neighbouring unit from the common stock. You cannot buy more than 3 pieces of the same good per turn. 4 pieces in a 2-player game, which is why this is the 2-player side. I don't know how we know this is the 2-player side, but the price of goods is reduced by 2. The price of processed goods is reduced by 3. So I've got a black sheep here. That shouldn't be there, should it? I just found a black sheep just off camera. So I think that should be there. I might have messed this up. So it's actually building a sheep. So it could go here and it could buy 4 cheese at a discount of 3. Or it could go here and buy 4 wool at a discount of 2. So it goes here. Port bonus, minimum cost. So it goes there. So I think I'd already spent the 9, which should have been 8. And then it spends another 5 for there. I think that's right. And now it uses the neighbourhood bonus. So it buys 4 cheese. So it goes here. It buys 4 cheese at a discount of 3. So it's buying 4 cheese at 8. But it's worth 10. So it actually makes £8. There you go. And the price of cheese goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to sell my cheese. I think that's it. I think that's how the neighbourhood bonus works. My go. I don't want to sell the cheese. I need the cheese. I just need more settlements. I need a lot more settlements, but I don't know how I can get these connected to these without lots of shipping. I mean, I can expand there. That's a good place to expand. So I think let's do that. Let's put another... In fact, should we do wheat? Yeah, I might do wheat, actually. No, I kind of want to keep it to the end of the game. So 18 for 2. That's 20. Yeah, let's do the wheat. So let's put that on there. So that cost me 20. Okay, and I can do that because I've got river, and that is another settlement. Not that that's going to help me because this is my cluster of 3. But if I can somehow get all of this linked up, what shipping would I need? I'd need 4, wouldn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Unless I went 1, 2, 3 to there, and then that would go to there, and then that would go to the... Yeah, okay. So I need that hex there. I need that hex, and a shipping level of 3. Okay, anyway. Steve's go. No. Does it have £7 to expand? Yes. Right, so. Now it's expanding with a cow, so I'm paying the 9. Okay, it's expanding in modules A and B, and it's trying to get the port bonus, which it's already got. Minimum costs. So there's a 2 there, which it can't get to. There's a 2 there that it can't get to. So I think that's it for the 2s. Oh, there's a 1 here. So it goes there. There you go. That's it. Simple as that. Minimum cost is the first tiebreaker. Second tiebreaker, sorry. Yeah, done. My go. I need an expand for free, don't I? Oh, I need to fulfill these contracts. So, 2 wool, 1 bread, 1 cheese. Fulfill this contract. I get £10. I get a free upgrade. I will take shipping. And I've imported 3 sugarcane. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Done. Steve's go. That's a no. That's a yes. Right, cheese factory. Spend the 8. Oh, it's got so much money. This is insane. Right, cheese factory. So A or C. Port bonus is the first tiebreaker. It cannot get the port bonus. Second one is the max settlements. So where can it go to increase the max settlements? It could go there. That would increase the maximum number of settlements. It could go... Is that it? I think that's it. So it goes there. I I don't think there's anywhere else it can go that would increase the maximum number of settlements that it can have. Because if it was thinking long term, it would go here and then it could branch out. But it's not. It's thinking too short term. So it spends another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's that done. Back to me. We cannot complete the other contract. Oh, we could sell that cheese. I mean, look at that. Oh, it's loads of money. Yeah, I got to do it. Sell the cheese. So it's worth 14. Okay. Back to Steve. Yes, it can do that. It hires a merchant. So it hires another merchant for another £4. Okay, back to me. I got loads of money now. So I think I can do the whole expandaroonies. So I'm going to spend... Oh, it's expensive. It's so expensive. Is it too late to expand? I mean, it costs 10. No, I think let's stick with the sheep. So 8 plus 6 is 14. So let's spend £14 and put another sheep there. Oh, and then, because I've built next to this, I could buy wool at a discount of 2. So I could buy 3 wool. Yeah, let's do it. Let's buy 3 wool at 2 each. So it costs 6, and I got 3 wool. Yeah, bargain. And sell it, make loads of money, or keep it and get glory at the end. Nice. Have I still got enough to do this? Oh, in fact, I'm probably not going to do that this turn. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Right. I'm trying to go quicker now because I'm getting really tired. And I have a treat at the end, which is... Oh, yeah, it's waiting for me there. Can it take a new export contract? No, it cannot. Can it fulfill that one? Yes, it absolutely can, because it's got £1 billion. So that costs 25, and it fulfills this. It gets 5 back, and then it imports 2 sugarcane. 1, 2. That flips over. It's now completed 5 contracts. My go. I got 16 money. I don't want to take another contract at this point. I think I'm just going to forget the points for contracts because it's just so expensive. I think I want to be putting stuff on the board and increasing my shipping. In fact, yeah, oh no, yeah, I can go here, then here. No, I'll just pay. I don't quite have enough. I might just expand there. That's another settlement. Yeah, let's do it. With another sheep, 12. Spend 12 money. Put the final sheep there. If I had any merchants left, I could use the neighbourhood bonus again, but I haven't, so I can't, so I won't. Back to Steve. Steve of 1,000,000 actions. Does it have a merchant left? Yes. Here we go. What is he going to do? What nonsense is Steve going to do? That's actually wool. Wool is in the middle, so it's going to buy a wool. So it goes there. The wool goes up by 1, and it buys wool. And it's the, oh, how does this work? Buy the baseline price 4 minus the paid price 6. So it lost money. It just lost 2 money. Good move, Steve. Yeah, there you go. Back to me. Am I doing anything else, or am I just going to pass? I think I'm going to pass. So I pass. I'm done. So what's Steve going to do? Steve skips his turn. Brilliant. Good move. Can it take a new export contract? Yes, it can. Pays £10. It does say on the screen, and I missed it last time, but thank you, Brett, for pointing that out. So it pays 10, and then it takes the one which is, oh, this time it's different. The rarest good. Count the human player's contract box as fulfilled. Oh, right. So assume this has been fulfilled. So assume that's 3 spaces forward. So cotton is the rarest. So it will take the one that has cotton, which is that one. Okay, that's nice. I like that. There you go. Done. Next. Does it have a merchant? No. Can it take a new export contract? No. Can it fulfill this contract? Very probably. It costs 45. Surely it's not got 45. 20. 30. Oh, it hasn't. It's got 44. Wow. Okay, so it cannot fulfill the contract. Does it expand? Yes, it expands. Oh, I hate this. Right, B and C plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's expanding with a woodcutter. It's expanding in either module B or C. And it's expanding on the space with the minimum cost. So there's a 5 here, there's a 5 here, there's a 5 here, and there's a 6 here. There's a 2 there, but that's on module A. So I think it's one of these 5s. One of these 5s here. Second tiebreaker, port bonus, no. Maximum settlements, doesn't make a difference. Neighbourhood bonus doesn't make a difference. So at this point, we've actually got 3 to choose from. Yeah. The chat has gone very quiet. I know you're probably all tired. So thank you for bearing with us. And the cheese puns have all dried up. Minimum cost, port bonus, max settlements. Yeah, I think it's that one, or that one. So I'm going to roll the dice. 1, 2, or 3. So 1. So it goes there. And that costs it 11. There you go. Right, next. Can it upgrade? Yes, it hires another merchant for another £4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Next. Can it upgrade? Yes, it does. It hires another merchant for another £4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Next. Can it take a new export contract? No. Can it fulfill a contract? No. Does it have £7 to expand? Yes. Okay. Neutral meeple plus 4. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's building a bakery, which costs 8. And where's it building the bakery? B or C? Minimum costs. So we have a 3. We have another 3. We have a 1 here that it can't reach. So it's a 3 here or a 3 here. Max settlements doesn't change. No. So cost is the first tie break. And that doesn't change that. Port bonus, no. Neighbourhood bonus, no. Yeah, so it's either there or there. So positive, I'll roll at the top. No cheese puns. We're getting more mature. Oh, dear. So there you go. Got a bakery up there. That's that done. Did it pay for that? It needs to pay the 3 for the space. There you go. His money's running out. Does it have 7 to expand? Yes. Okay, so plus 1. 18. It doesn't have 18, so I think it goes to the next one. Does it have 10? Yes. Now this has got to be 4 or less. So A or B, port bonus is irrelevant. Minimum costs. Where can it go? Well, there's 2. I think that's the cheapest one. Yeah. And it also increases the number of settlements that it's got. So it goes there for another 2. Surely it's got to be done now. Can it take a contract? No. Can it fulfill a contract? No. Does it have 7? No. Does it have a merchant? Yes. So cheese -3. So cheese is in the max. But it can't. So I think you do the next one over. So I think it is selling whiskey. So it gets £2. And that's that done. Next. No. 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 Finally, it passes. Right. Production. So I get 4 wool. I then convert my 2 milk into 2 cheese. And then I get 2 wheat or grain. Okay. I also passed first, so I get 16 money. Plus 24, so that's 40. That's it. I just get 40 money. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't seem much, but I think that's right. Okay, and then my merchants come home. Steve's production is huge amount. It's 13 plus the bonus 10 is 23, 55, 67, 77, 87, 97, 107, 117, 127, 132. Seriously? Wow. Okay. I'm going to use these as 50s. So 50, 100, and 32. Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. Because, you know, again, it would have produced a ton of goods, but it doesn't get the money. It just gets, it doesn't get the goods. It just gets the resources. It gets the money instead. Right. Okay, so Renee, yeah, give me a shout later on, and I will try and find the cards for you. They may have just replaced the cards with the GitHub website that you're seeing now. Right. So, scoring. It's 1 point for each upgrade. Now, unfortunately, he got a load of merchants. Gain 1 glory for each of your upgrades. Yes. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not that many, is it? 6. Steve's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's catching up. So from 9 to 17. Right, that's that done. We move on to the final round. Things are slightly different in the final round in terms of where Steve expands, because he always goes for maximum settlements first, which he's going to get. He's going to catch up with me. I can just feel it in my bones. But we're going to get glory for goods at the end. And this is where I'm going to rake in the points, because I have all of these and I'm not planning on spending them. I'm planning on just hoarding them. I also have another contract to fulfill, which I should have fulfilled last time. Never mind. Right. Okay, it's me first. What am I going to do? I'm going to try and increase the number of settlements that I've got. And my first thing that I'm going to do is to put something cheap-ish. Yeah, say cheapish. I'll put the most expensive thing you can there. So I'm going to use my shipping to go there, and that cost me 23. Done. That is another settlement which is connected to that one, and that one is connected to that one, and that one's connected to that one. And then once I upgrade my shipping one more, that'll be upgraded to that one. And all of these will then, no, that won't be connected. But if I can go there or there, they will be. Right, that's my first action done. Oh, I'm so hungry. That's a no. That's a yes. Here we go. I mean, 132, we're going to be here all night. It's going to expand everything all across the map. It's going a bit crazy. Neutral meeple plus 3. So 1, 2, 3. So it's going to expand with a cow. So it spends 9. And the cow is going to go... Oh, in the 5th game round, the Automa always considers all four map modules and only expands if it can increase the total number of connected settlements by at least 1 settlement. Click here for the full details of the 5th round expansion. Only expands if it can increase the total number of connected settlements by at least 1. Thus, the Automa ignores the map module and expansion goal information, but it considers the tiebreakers if needed. Adding 1 settlement to a small cluster that is not connected to a much larger group would not help with the settlement scoring, so in that case it would not expand. Okay, so I've already paid for the cow, but can it go anywhere that would increase the number of settlements that it has connected? Yes, there. Anywhere else? It's only got 1 shipping because it did the merchants first, oddly enough. But there increases the number of settlements that it has. I don't think there is anywhere else. Oh no, there's there. Tiebreakers are minimum costs. So that would be 5, that would be 4. Wait a minute, I spotted 1 more as well. There. Oh no, because this is not connected to that. So this would actually be adding a settlement to this cluster, but because this cluster is not connected to that cluster... In fact, hang on, have I just taken off the wrong one? Yes, I have. So yeah, there would not actually increase the number of settlements that it's got. Whereas there would. So I think it's there. I think it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, right. I think we're good. Back to me. I'm going to fulfill this. I just don't know when. I might just do it now. No, I'm not in a rush. I probably want to expand and get even more settlements. This is where you use the settlement markers. So actually, yeah, this is useful. I can mark how many settlements I have in my biggest group. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here, and over here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 as well. So I've got 4 there, 4 here. That's not connected to that, and that's not connected to that. So I've got 4. Steve has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So Steve has 9. And the way that the settlement scoring works at the end of the game is... Again, the player who has the most gets 12, but if the second player has between 1 or 2 fewer, they still get 6. So at the moment... Steve's got 9, and that's probably going to increase maybe by 1 or 2. But once I get shipping up to 3, mine goes up to 8. So I'm probably not going to beat him, but I'm hoping to get between 1 and 2, within 1 or 2, and that means I will get some points. So I think, I say I might not beat him. If I can expand up here, and then there. Oh, I don't need to, no. But that's another one. So I could. I could actually go there. Oh no, but that's no. And then you slaughter that. And that's where you increase the number of settlements. Yes. And I need to slaughter that anyway. Right, we've got a plan. I'm going to try and get more settlements. That is my entire objective. I have not a lot of cash. But I do have lots of merchants and I have lots of wool, which is quite valuable. So, and I don't want to slaughter that one yet because it's that one. No, actually, I've got, yeah, it's that one that's allowing me to get to the other places. So, oh, and it's only a miner that can go on here. It's going to be a cow. We're going to install a cow here. It's going to cost me 13 money. Done. Okay, done. This is exhausting. I was thinking it might be an easy game tonight. Does the Automa have at least one merchant? Yes, got 7. Right, let's roll the dice. It's going to trade in milk. Milk is in the middle bracket, so we use the plus. It's a 1, so we put 1 there. It buys 1 milk. It makes, it costs him 1 money, and that goes up by 1. Done. My go. I spend 11 money, and I put this on there, using my shipping of 2 to get there. Done. Steve's go. Does it have 7 to expand? Yes. Neutral meeple plus 1. So it builds this. Can it put this anywhere that would increase the number of settlements that are connected? So, interestingly, that would not increase the number of settlements that are connected. Okay, and neither would that. However, if it were me, I would definitely do that because then you can expand here and then you get another settlement. But right now, right, I'm going to turn that off for a minute. Let me know if you can see anywhere on the board where Steve can expand that will increase the number of settlements. There. Yeah, there. Because it's over a river, so it can expand there, and it would count as a different settlement. And it's part of the big cluster, whereas there is not part of the big cluster. So I think it's there. I think that's the only place it can expand to. So cheese dairy cost 8, plus the 5 is 13. Now, does it use the neighbourhood bonus? I think it does. I've kind of forgotten about that, but... When the Automa expands in a neighbourhood of any non-worker, it buys up to 2 units of the good if the price is in the middle range. So it does. So it's built next to cheese. Is the price in the middle range? The price is not in the middle range. And if the price is in the bottom range, the Automa attempts to buy up to 4 units of the good, if available merchants. The Automa earns money in the same way as before, so it doesn't. It chooses not to buy because it's too expensive. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it's gone there. Right, me. So we've done that, we've done that, we've done that. We now want to kill this. No, 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 Paul. No, you've messed this up. Killing that means that I have severed my connection. Between this and all of this. So I need to build there. I've only got 2 money. Grrr. Why I order. Oh. Oh, this is painful. And I can't sever that one. It might have to be this one. Oh, they're so expensive. So expensive to put it back on again. That's where that would be quite useful. Yeah. I mean, I could sell some wool, but the problem then is every wool I've got is worth a point. Whereas these settlements, I could just say, forget it. Forget the settlement bonus and not just, but I mean, it's 6 points, but how much effort am I going to have to put into getting those 6 points? Probably quite a lot. If I could sit here and do the maths and work out how much wool I needed to sell in order to be able to do what I want. So if I was to put another sheep back on the board, that would cost me another 14. So I'd have to sell 3 wool to give me the money to do that. 3 wool is 3 points. That also increases that to that. That puts my settlements up from 4 to 8. It's probably worth it. It is probably worth it. So, yeah, I think we need to do it. Okay, so so this action is going to be to spend 2 cheese and slaughter this sheep to complete this contract, which is 3 more of these. 1, 2, 3, which is £1. And a free upgrade. So I'll have the shipping. And then that goes face down. So that contract is complete. That's 5. Yeah, so I'm going to be within 1. Done. Right, Steve's go. Does he have a contract that he's able to fulfill? Or can the Automa take and fulfill a new export contract? No, it will just fulfill an existing one. So it pays 30, it pays 45, so that's a 50. And it's fulfilled that. It gets 15 back and 4 cotton. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 15 back. Done. Right, me. So I sell 3 wool. Do I want to make it 4 just to be sure? Let's sell 4. 4 wool, 24 money. Okay. Back to Steve. Does it have a merchant left? Yes. Right, what's he going to do? Whiskey, and it's in the bottom bracket, so it buys irrespective of that. The difference, it buys it for 10, it's worth 11, so it makes £2. Yeah. My go. Put the sheep back on. Yeah. So spend 14, put the sheep back on. Right, and now, because I've got shipping of 3, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. 9 settlements. And if I build there or there, that also connects that one in. And there might be some clever shenanigans I can do with slaughtering to get more at the end. But there might not be. I don't know. Yeah, I should have slaughtered that one and then rebuilt it there. And kept that. Let's say I did that. Yeah, let's say I did that. So instead of slaughtering that one earlier, I slaughtered that one and I've actually just rebuilt it back there. Yeah, that's much better. So everything is connected. Yeah, that's not quite connected yet, but this is. So we're all good. Right. Slight cheat there. Nobody's watching, so it's fine. Does it? No. That's a no. 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 Does it have to? Yes, it can expand still. Right, so neutral meeple plus 2. 1, 2. Wheat, so it spends 18. Oh, if it can increase the number of settlements by 1. Right, so I've already spent the 18, but can this go anywhere? Right, now we must be really, really stuck. Again, so yeah, I don't think there is anywhere now that it can go which would increase the number of settlements that it has by 1, because there is connecting all of that, but that's not increasing the number of settlements, because that alone is a settlement. There's no point making that settlement bigger, which is a shame, because it would go there and then it would go there. It would totally do that. But I don't think it's expanding. Again, if you can spot anything, let me know. If you're still awake and you can see the board, but I don't think there's anywhere it can go. So it doesn't actually expand. So you can have your money back. And I think it goes on to the next main action. Over the river at the top, where? Where over the river at the top? Because there he's just making this settlement bigger. It's... Oh, yeah. No, yeah. So that is connected via here. And therefore that is connected via here. So that is all connected. There wouldn't change anything. There wouldn't change anything. In fact, there would actually make it less settlements. Above your woodsman. Yeah, but the thing is, these three here are not connected. So this is Steve's group of settlements here. Expanding to there would make this cluster of 2, but that isn't increasing the number of... Yes, it's increasing the number of settlements that he has, but it's not increasing its total number of connected settlements by at least 1. Because this is 9, and that's 1, and that would make it 9 and 2. It needs to connect them up. And that would be 2 placements. And it's not thinking 2 steps ahead. It's only thinking 1 step ahead. It's only thinking, what can I do right now to convert my 9 settlements into 10? And there isn't anything. Whereas you're right, if it went there and then there, that would be 10. Yeah, so I don't think it does. Yeah. Right, next main action. Does it have a contract? No. Or can it take and fulfill a contract? It can. So it does. It takes and fulfills one. So, rarest good. The rarest good is cotton. Is the one that... Yes, that one. So it takes that one and it fulfills it, which is 10, 20, 30, 40. So it spends 40 and it fulfills that. It gets 4 cotton. 1, 2, 3, 4, which gets it £1. I still don't think that rule is needed. That whole £1 is so insignificant. It gets 5 for that. And that's it. Now, unfortunately, that puts it on 7 contracts, which is 2 more than me. So I've lost out on the points there. Brett says plus 15. Did it not pay the 15? No, you're right. I did say 15 and then didn't pay it. Okay, so that's it, done. Back to me. Now, is there anything I can do to increase the number of settlements I've got? With this money? Where can I build? There's got to be somewhere I can build to increase the number of settlements. I mean, if I built there and then there, but that's going to cost me 13 plus 14. That's going to cost me 27. I've only got 17. I don't have the money. I can't trade anymore. I can't sell anything else. I sold everything that I could. That's not connected to that. I just need to build one more. Yeah, one more thing there and we're good. Right. So let's build another cow. 13. And that, I think, makes my settlements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I now have 10 settlements. Huzzah! Can you show top left corner of the board? I don't think I've got my zoom in thing. Oh no, I do. Yeah, it's messed up all of the other stuff, but there is the top left corner of the board, if that helps. Let's just move everything around a bit. There we go. And let's move me back to here. Okay, does that help? Steve's lock distance is 1. Yeah, I don't think Steve can expand. Brett is saying the minor. I just need to move me across a bit. Oh, without the Automa screen was fine. Okay, right. Well, there we go. I've zoomed in for you so you can see it. Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere it can expand. Brett is saying the minor between my woodsmen. Too right. Let's zoom out again. So the minor between my woodsmen. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, that was about my build. Mohammed's here. Hi, Mohammed. We're just finishing up. Yeah, I think I'm done. I just need to wrap this up, I think, now. I might have got some things wrong, but you're getting an idea of how it plays. Because I'm starting to get a headache and I'm losing track of where we are. I now don't know whose turn it was at all. I think Steve has just fulfilled the contract. And I think it's my go. Yeah, nowhere for Steve to expand. I didn't think so. Not as I say, with him only thinking one step ahead, I don't think there's anywhere else he can go. And I think I'm done. I think I am absolutely finished. So I think I pass. Okay, so I get my 16 money. I'll do that now. Right, come on then, Steve. Finish off. Does it have a merchant left? Yes. I'm just going to do random buying and selling, which is pretty pointless. So it's going to do 3 on the bread and it's in the middle. So it minuses, so it sells bread. And it makes no money, but the price goes down. 1, 2, 3. There you go. And then nothing changes. Next. Does it have an existing contract? No. Can it take a contract and fulfill it? Probably can. It's got 15 to buy the contract. And it... Oh, no, it can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's only got 17. And I don't think it can afford any of those with 17. So no, it doesn't. Does it have £7 to expand? Yes, but it doesn't expand. We know that because there's nowhere for it to expand. Next. Does it have a merchant left? Yes. More pointless trading. Bread down by 1. Okay, doesn't matter. It probably gets 3 money for that. I don't know. No. No. Well, yes, it can expand, but next action. We're done. Scoring. Do you want to start scoring? Yes. So, Steve gets 13 money for passing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's do... What's this money up here? Oh, that was the 15 for the contract. Yeah, so that's its 13 money for passing. Normal income from workers. So that's the Automa. So let's do Steve's Automa money. 32 plus 12 is another 44. Let's give him a 50 and take 6 off. £5 for each non-worker units. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times 5 is 75. It's another one of those and more of those. Oh, he's going to get loads and loads of points. Loads of points. Right, production. I get 4 wool. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 2 milk. Turn the 2 milk into 2 cheese. Oh, but I don't want to. I think it's optional. Yeah, I won't turn the milk into cheese because I don't want to, because it's actually worth points. And I get 4 grain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nom, 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 nom. Look at those lovely resources. And I get 32 money. 10, 20, 32 money. Right. Okay, so confirm. For most scoring tiles, yeah, so scoring tiles is 1 for each basic good. Steve has none, except he scores 1 glory per sheep deployed. He's got 4 sheep deployed, so he scores 4. Me, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 on to 27 is 42. So I'll take one of the plus 30s. Okay, you can just put it under there, can't you? Okay, right. Use the Google form to calculate your score. For playtesting purposes, please also enter the amount of starting funds. Please copy the numbers below, click the scoring button, and then paste the figures into the pass information. Okay, I'm not quite sure what this is. I think they're collecting data. But let's do the final scoring. So, what's that? Okay, I need to refer to the rulebook for final scoring. So, glory. Where you are on the track. Oh, basic goods. Basic goods are worth 1 point at the end of the game. Nice. Okay, so does Steve get the 1 point again for the sheep? Let me just have a look at the rules. Final scoring. Automa rulebook. Final scoring. Production phase. The Automa scores VP as usual for glory, hops and rare input goods. It does not gain any VP for basic and processed goods, but it gets 1 point per 5 money rather than 1 point per 10. Okay, so let's hide that screen. There you go. Okay. So basic goods, what did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's another 15 points. Okay. Processed goods are worth 2. I've got 1 bread. So actually converting those things to cheese at the end would have been exactly the same. Money, 1 point for every 10. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So another 5 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hops. Right, so for every hop that I fulfilled, which is 10, so I get another 10 points. 14. Let's do Steve's hops. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Steve gets 12, putting him on 33. Okay, and let's do Steve's money, which is 1 for every 5. So that's 10, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So another 32 points. So we flip that over. So Steve's currently on 65 Oh, that's all right, and I'm on 74. So it's okay so far. Cotton, sugar, right. So the rarest good is the tobacco. So that's worth 5 each. So I've imported 2 tobacco. So that's 10 points. Steve's imported 5 tobacco. So that's 25 points. Is that right? Yeah, wow, 25 points for Steve. So putting him up. Oh no, he's overtaken me. Right, the medium rare good was the cotton. So cotton is worth 4 points. I have imported 2 cotton. So that's 8 points for me. Putting me on there, and with another plus 30. So I'm currently on 92. Steve has imported 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's another 40 points. Wow. So that goes there with another. I've run out of scoring markers. Yeah, I've run out of scoring markers. Okay, so that's another 30. And now the most common good was the sugarcane, which is only worth 3 points each. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 7. I've got 10. So that's 30 points, which is another one of these. Is that me? Yeah, so I can flip that over. Okay, is that right? Yeah, that's right. So I'm now winning. I'm on 122. Okay, so I'm quite a way ahead. That's good. Fulfilled contracts. So Steve got 7 and gets 8 points. And I didn't manage to get close to that. So that's there. And then settlements, I did manage to get enough. So I get 12 points. But Steve got within 1 of me, so gets 6. And I think that is the end. Oh, Sam's saying there's a spot Steve can expand to, bottom middle near the small lock. Yeah, could have done, but it wouldn't have increased the number of settlements. Yeah. Didn't see the minor. Right, okay, so I think we are done. My score is 134. Steve's score is 114. So 20 points ahead in the end. I think I've done that right. Wow. Okay, if you're looking for a nice simple game and a nice simple Automa, this is not it. If you're looking for a very clever one, yeah, those expand rules, very, very clever. Slight drawback is it wasn't thinking more than 1 step ahead at the end. The Automa on the market trading seemed very pointless. Unless the whole point was just to shuffle these markers around. It didn't really make or lose any money from the actual trading. That did seem a little unusual, but that's probably because most of the game, these kind of stayed in the middle. I think I did the end game scoring right, but I tell you what, I am exhausted. So I'm not sure I did, but I think I did. Anybody watching it back, Steve didn't score for sugarcane. Oh, did he not? No, you're right. Steve didn't score for sugarcane. Thank you very much. So, sugarcane, I don't think it's going to be enough. No, he's only got 2. So that's 6 points. But still, puts him on a nice round 120. So actually a lot closer than we thought. 120, 134. So he was within 14 points at the end. Yeah, that's better. I actually feel better about that victory. Knowing that he got closer. So yeah, thank you very much for letting me know. And we are done. Steve cheated. How can he win? Steve always cheats, but I think I did at some point as well. Yeah, wow, what a game. Would I play this again solo? To be honest, probably not. I like Clans of Caledonia, and although I quite like solo gaming now, I don't want my solo gaming to cause me headaches and make me this exhausted. And I like solo games where is... I like the fact that there are solo games out there with really clever Automas that try and recreate a multiplayer experience. That's great. They're not for me. I want my solo games to be either without an Automa, like I did Aura et Labora last month, where I just play and I do what I can. And there isn't, I mean, yeah, there's another player, but they're not really doing stuff in the game. I find Automas in games quite often to be a little bit too much on the fiddly side. And that's certainly what I found from this. So it's a very clever design. And if you like that kind of thing in games, if you want a challenge, then great. I personally wouldn't do the solo game with this Automa. That's not because it's bad. As I say, it is very cleverly designed. It's just a bit too much for me. Yeah, we're done. As mentioned at the start, this is not a sponsored video. I've basically taken the afternoon off my paid work, and I've taken the evening off my personal time to produce this content, and it's only possible thanks to the support of my Patreon. So thank you very much to all of my Patreon supporters. I know a number of you are watching. You've made this possible tonight, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I know various Patreon supporters who voted on this game as being one of the ones that they wanted me to see me do a playthrough of, weren't able to make it live tonight. So thank you very much to you for watching afterwards. Andy Grant, one of them. You voted on it. So yeah, I hope you found this useful. As I said at the start, there are 3 Automas available for this game. This is the Automa available from the Karma Games website. There is an easier version of the solo game in the book. And there is another fan-made Automa as well. Who knows what that is. But yes, we are all done. Have I tried any of the Stonemaier Automas? I haven't. Yeah, I will do at some point. But I haven't tried any of them as far as I know. I mean, I don't have many Stonemaier games. I've just got Tapestry and I've got Pendulum. They might be the only 2 games I've got. I don't have Viticulture. I don't have Euphoria. I don't have Wingspan. So yeah, so I haven't had much experience with those. But anyway, yes, no, thank you very much for joining in and keeping me company, because without you guys joining in, I wouldn't be doing this. What's coming to the channel tomorrow? Assuming my copy of Kanban EV arrives, it is in London right now. In fact, if you just bear with us a minute, I'm going to look up exactly where it is, because I've been tracking it since the weekend when it was in Japan, and then it was in Belgium. And let me just look at where it is right now, because it might have left London and it might be in Exeter. Oh, come on, work. Don't time out on me. Anyway, if it arrives in time, in other words, if it arrives tomorrow, then on my channel at probably 5 o'clock tomorrow night, maybe, I'll be doing a live unboxing. So that's the new Kanban EV, hot off the press, literally. I got one of the first copies that's come off the printers, because I'm going to be producing one of my tutorial videos for that. Okay, it's in Stansted. It arrived at Stansted at 4 o'clock this morning, so who knows? That might arrive tomorrow. If it doesn't arrive until Friday, I'll do the live unboxing on Friday. And then next week I'll be starting to film the video. Friday, I've got 2 live streams for you. So at 8 o'clock on Friday night, me, Nick and Gemma are going to be doing a live tutorial and playthrough of Pendulum. None of us have played the game before. We're going to basically get the game out. We're going to read the rules, and we're going to learn how to play the game from the rule book. That's the plan. And hopefully get that done within a couple of hours, because then at 10 o'clock Friday night, we're going to be doing exactly the same with the crew from Cosmos Games. We're going to be learning the game from the rulebook and playing that. So yeah, more live streams for you later on this week, none of which are sponsored. So all of those live streams, the 4 live streams this week, are all purely funded through the Patreon campaign. So I know I mentioned the Patreon campaign a lot, and so people out there think, oh, well, Paul, you do a lot of paid content. Why should we support your Patreon? You're right, I do a lot of paid content, but I do also a lot of unpaid content, and the 4 live streams this week, not paid for. Anyway, we're all done. If you heard a clinking of something about an hour and a half ago, that was Vicky bringing me Jelly and Angel Delight, because I am 12 and I decided that I wanted a treat for doing this video tonight, because it's been a long day. So I've got some jelly, I've got some Angel Delight, I'm going to eat this, and then I'm going to put my Kallax together. And that will be it for the evening. So yeah, thank you very much for joining in. I will see you all in another live stream, and I will talk to you Patreon supporters on Slack later on. Thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you soon.
Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.